Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome Prime Minister Muscat and his team to Crane headquarters. It is a great honor and privilege to have you with us here today. We are thrilled to be announcing our new state-of-the-art facility in Malta. This new facility will provide Crane with additional banknote printing capacity, as well as being a world-class customer experience center. Central banks from all over the world will be visiting us in Malta in support of designing their next generation of currency. I must thank Malta Enterprise and the government for their incredible support for this project. This literally went from an idea to a fully developed plan in 6 months. I've been a global executive for the past 30 years, and I've opened factories all over the world. This is the most professional and responsive team I've had the pleasure to work with. Without their support, this project could never have been completed on this time frame. Lastly, we at Crane believe in long relationships. We've been in the U.S. since 1801, and our site in Sweden dates back to 1755. We look forward to establishing ourselves in the Malta community for many decades and centuries in the future. Now I'd like to walk through a little overview on Crane, announcing this opportunity. Next slide, Todd, please. Thank you. So these are our existing facilities. We have Dalton, Massachusetts, the headquarters here in Boston. We have here our facility in Nashua, New Hampshire, Alpharetta, Georgia, and in Tumba, Sweden. And we're adding to that Crane Malta, which again will be a state-of-the-art print and customer experience center. At Crane, we are a global company, American roots, but truly a global company, whether it's our Swedish workforce, our employee here who's coming from Lebanon, one of our designers, Malta, a woman who joined us from Colombia. We pride ourselves on being the global provider of currency and the most high-tech currency provider in the world. Crane has had an interesting transition over the past 15 years from a family-owned company with 3 businesses headquartered in Dalton, almost 100% U.S. revenue, to the global leader that we are today. The technology leader, the fastest growing player in currency, fully focused on our currency business, with 57% of our revenue and 46% of our employees located outside the U.S. And those numbers are only going to grow with this Malta investment. And so this Malta announcement today is the culmination of 15 years of Crane focusing on currency and being more and more a global player in the industry. It's really been driven by our technology, the motion anti-counterfeiting technology. It's the technology that protects the U.S. $100 bill. It protects the 50-pound sterling and about 70 other currencies around the world. Here we show one of our newest banknotes, the Swedish 1,000 krona, a banknote that we design and produce that contains this anti-counterfeiting technology that leading-edge central banks have turned to protect their currency. The currency market, despite things that you might hear in the headlines, is doing quite well. Currency circulation is growing about 6% globally and is now about 395 billion banknotes worldwide. Issuance is running about 5% because the industry has brought to the central banks more durable banknotes that last longer in circulation. Obviously, in the emerging economies, we'll see currency growth in the 10 to 20% range often. This facility is going to be a state-of-the-art production facility, and we think of it as a great marriage between experience and technology, tapping into the Malta workforce, which has produced banknotes for 40 years, but bringing to it the latest and greatest technology in our industry. And we think this is a marriage that will be so important for our central bank customers around the world. We are the first new commercial banking facility being built in this millennium in the industry, and it will have modern equipment, and it will have a purposely designed lean workflow using the greatest techniques that we know from production anywhere in the world. Let me conclude. We're in a market that is healthy, but today being driven more and more by technology. Crane Currency continues to invest in remaining at the forefront of that industry. Crane Currency Malta is going to be a flagship facility for us as we continue to build and to drive our global vision of secure currency around the world.
Thank you, Stephen. What is being announced today is a significant landmark achievement for our nation, and I believe it is an extremely pleasant coincidence that we are marking it on the 52nd anniversary of Malta's independence. Crane, a fully integrated world-class American banknote printing facility, is committing to a $100 million investment and creating 200 new productive quality jobs, which will then increase to around 300 within the currency printing business. To give one an inkling of the sheer significance of this investment for our manufacturing sector, I need only to say that the last time that our country managed to attract an investment of this magnitude with a comparable number of employees in the manufacturing sector as a startup was back in 1981. At the time, SGS ATES, now ST Microelectronics, started operating out of Malta with 127 employees, and 35 years later, it has become the largest foreign-owned employer in the country. The Crane story demonstrates how hard work, networking, perseverance, and belief in our national offering can really turn challenges into opportunities. It shows that globalization is a process in which one has to be innovative, proactive, instead of being complacent because of limitations. We started engaging with Crane at roughly the same time, during which another valued investor in this sector decided to restructure its operations in our country, shifting focus away from currency printing to another niche within the same sector. Whilst we supported the other company in its endeavors to invest further to secure its future in Malta, both Crane and ourselves saw that a new opportunity was being created. With Crane's investment, we are not only providing an alternative to those who are already engaged in the currency printing business in Malta, but we are offering young people new rewarding careers and quality jobs. Over the next year, Crane will be preparing their operations in Malta. And during the next year, we will be engaging in preparing new training courses aimed at making sure that the young and not so young who want to acquire these skills are able to do so, to land a job at Crane and other players in the printing industry, even the smaller ones. This will be a challenge to which the Minister for Education and Employment, Everest Bartolo, MCAST, and Jobs Plus are totally committed. 3 years ago, we said that this government would not restrict itself to seeking foreign direct investment from Europe, but would adopt a global approach. Over this period of time, we managed to attract investment from countries as diverse as China, Turkey, Singapore, Iceland, Jordan, India, Azerbaijan, Israel, and of course Europe. The latest official statistics in fact show that the stock of foreign direct investment in Maltese industry has risen by 233 million euros. And as a result, after years during which thousands of manufacturing jobs were lost, we are now finally seeing industrial employment rise again. We are thrilled that with Crane, we have now managed to attract the largest greenfield investment in manufacturing as a startup in 35 years. This major investment project from the United States of America will join a significant community of US-owned manufacturing industries in Malta, such as Baxter, Cardinal Health, and Methode. We have good reason to be happy for Malta, all the way from Boston. We are also thrilled that Boston has now a second link to our country. In fact, Boston-based Partners Healthcare International have recently announced their involvement with Vitals, who are investing 200 million euros in our healthcare infrastructure. Partners Healthcare is the academic global arm of Partners Health, founded by the two oldest and largest teaching hospitals of the Harvard Medical School. I would like to conclude by thanking a number of people who were extremely important in getting things done. Minister Chris Cardona, former Malta Enterprise Chair Mario Vella and his successor William Waite, Malta Industrial Parks Chair Tony Zara, Malta Enterprise CEO Mario Gallia, together with George Francalanza and his team, Banca Valletta Chair John Cassar-White and his team, the General Workers Union, particularly Joseph Bugeja, Matthew Calascione, and my Chief of Staff, Keith Kembry, was the catalyst in making sure that things got done. Finally, I would like to thank Stephen DeFalco, Doug Prince, Anne-Marie Watson, John Scott, and everyone at Crane for believing in this project. Over the past 6 months, we tested each other's mettle. You showed us that once the business case was there, you put your money, and no pun intended here, you put your money where your mouth is. I hope that we showed that we are a government and a country that can deliver at the same pace as the private sector, even to the tight deadlines of an American corporation. So with that, welcome to Malta.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.